Hello and welcome. Today we are testing out two legends, the 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429 and the other being the Shelby GT350 from 1965. Now we are testing out both of these iconic vehicles in one video because they can both be engine swapped with the modern power from the Ford Mustang GT350R. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, well, hit that like and subscribe button because today we are going to answer a question of which is the better engine swap. Now the Ford Mustang Boss 429 is actually a homologation vehicle because it needed to meet NASCAR's regulations. So the 429 Boss has a 7-liter V8 engine, making it the largest ever fitted in a Ford Mustang. Now the vehicle produces 374 brake horsepower in Gran Turismo 7, and with a 4-speed gearbox, this vehicle actually needs its gears extended because you aren't able to go over 200 kilometers per hour when using this vehicle. It just redlines. So when it comes to driving this vehicle stock, you are really limited. The vehicle hits redline incredibly fast and you just don't feel the full performance of this vehicle, so you need to extend the gears. It is a must when using this vehicle. This car you can pick up from the legendary dealership for 323,000 credits, or you could get it for free by completing menu book 14 through the cafe. So if you already completed that menu book, by all means you already have this vehicle and you are saving yourself a lot of money. Now when it comes to the handling of this vehicle standard, it's very boaty and not really what you would expect from a classic Mustang. The Mustang was known for being the pinnacle or the real starting point for this American sports car, and honestly the suspension was a lot softer than I thought. Now when it comes to fully upgrading this vehicle, you are gonna see once you spend a lot of money, you're gonna be left with 896 brake horsepower and a weight of 1194 kgs. This is extremely high power coming out of this old 7-liter V8. So now with us, and something that's very key and important with this vehicle is the amount of downforce we're actually able to reach with this vehicle. So around Kyoto Driving Park, you will notice that you are going to be traveling at almost 300 kilometers per hour coming to a first corner before you need to slam on the brakes. Now that is extremely scary in a classic American vehicle like this because they are prone to be stepping out, and with it being a Mustang, you know the crowd killer name, it's gonna send you into a wall. However, that's not really the case. You are able to really control it and just point it in the direction, and the car really behaves. Now obviously with almost 900 horsepower, the minute you step on the gas, the rear wheels are gonna light up, so you do need to be careful when you are exiting corners. But overall, with the standard engine being fully upgraded, it is an absolute blast. Around Kyoto Driving Park, you're gonna see yourself set lap times around the 1:36 mark, which is incredibly fast for a standard engine powered classic American vehicle. This is the sort of lap time you would see out of some modern day sports cars. So the Mustang is incredibly fast and just an absolute dream to drive. Now when it comes to engine swapping this Mustang, well, we're actually gonna see something a bit strange. When we fully upgrade the now engine swap voodoo engine, we're gonna see that we only have 817 brake horsepower. Yes, we're actually reducing the amounts of power that the Ford Mustang has. Now this is something that you don't really see often, but even with the vehicle having less power, we were able to set a lot faster lap times. In fact, 3 seconds faster, now making the vehicle set lap times around the 1:33 mark. The Ford Mustang Boss 429 with the voodoo engine swap is incredibly fun, easy to drive. At no point in time was I thinking, okay, you know what, this car is trying to kill me. yes, you do need to pay attention, because with this level of power, the vehicle's gonna wanna slide out, so you do need to be careful when driving it. However, it just makes it such an enjoyable experience, and being behind the wheel of this Ford Mustang just so much better. Now, if we head on over into the Shelby GT350, in its standard form, this is how you would expect the Ford Mustang to perform. The car's handling is just honestly perfect. If you imagine how the classic 1969 Ford Mustang was supposed to handle, well, that's what you get from the Shelby, even though it is a 65 model. Now, it is a lot slower than the Boss 429, and even when it comes to upgrading the standard engine, you're gonna see that you're only gonna get 621 brake horsepower out of it. Now, that's less than 200 horsepower than the Boss 429 standard engine. However, the GT350 is 124 kgs lighter. That lightness is really gonna shine when it comes to cornering. However, something that the Ford Boss actually has over the Shelby is the amount of downforce we're able to produce. Now, with the Shelby, you're able to get, I think, 200 downforce in the rear and 100 in the front, whereas with the Boss 429, you get 200 in the front and 300 in the rear, and that really makes a difference when it comes to cornering these type of vehicles. Now, when we go on over to use the standard engine fully upgraded, you're gonna set lap time around the 1 minute 36 mark, 1 minute 37 mark, somewhere around there, around Kyoto Driving Park. The car is fun, it's very easy to drive, it wants to slide out every now and then, but it's not trying to kill you. It's a very pleasant experience. At no point in time was I really stressed. Braking system slows the car down adequately. It gives you that decision of, okay, you know what, am I gonna make it? How am I gonna take this corner? It's a really good system. It doesn't let you brake and there's just nothing. You have brakes that are gonna slow you down. And now when it comes to engine swapping it, I'm gonna have to be honest here and just come out with it. This car needs the engine more than the Boss 429. As I said, with the Boss 429, we actually saw the power get reduced. However, with this, we get an added 200 horsepower. It just completely changes the Shelby. The Shelby now slides out a lot more. It just accelerates a lot harder. It reaches top speeds a lot sooner. It just makes the Shelby a lot better. However, somehow with the Shelby being a lot lighter than the 429, and with having the same power output of 817 brake horsepower, somehow the 429 was still faster around the circuit. The fastest lap time I was able to get with the now new modern power being in the Mustang was a 1 minute 34 seconds around the circuit. So that's over a second slower than the Boss 429. But when I tell you these vehicles are so similar, it's really up to you. If you have the one and swap it, there really is no need to swap the other. There's no real advantage, but on paper, if you want the best, you need to swap the Shelby. However, for me personally, the better one was the Boss 429. So it's up to you. If you want to experience both and see which one you prefer, by all means go for it. The engine swap is only 137,000 credits, which is not that bank breaking. However, these vehicles are not the cheapest, with the Shelby 350 being over 500,000 credits. These are not cheap vehicles, so if you engine swap it, it is something you really need to keep in consideration. As are you gonna have a backup one? Do you have a second one if you aren't really a fan of how the engine swap feels? Because it is a big risk when engine swapping cars in Gran 7, because once you swap that engine in, you can't really take that engine out. So with all this being said, I hope you guys did go and to enjoy this video. Don't forget, Leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.